What's up guys, it's Otsu. If you haven't heard, last week Bushiroad made an announcement saying that on August 1st, during official tournament play, Barcgal will be banned as a starting Vanguard. So that means you cannot start with him as your starter, but you can still play him in your deck. So most people were already expecting this, that were familiar with the Japanese format. He was banned just after the release of set 3. So the banning in the English format comes about 10 days before the release of set 3 in English. The official release in English is for set 3 is August 11th. And there's people that are familiar with the Japanese format and played for a long time, when that released, are pretty glad, especially me, that Barcgal finally got the Vanguard ban. And a lot of people that aren't really familiar or realize his strengths, are questioning, or people that actually play Royal Paladin are, a bit bitter, a bit salty that he got banned. So this video, I was actually planning to make a video in the past that I mentioned before in some of my older videos, but I just kept on putting it off. The video is going to be why Barcgal is so good. So I figured I'd take this opportunity now to just change it up and say why Barcgal deserved to get the ban hammer. So as a former Japanese player, I did play Royal Paladin before Barcgal even got banned as a starter. And when he got banned, I wasn't really upset because the card is pretty darn good. So yeah, like a lot of tournament play, you're seeing just all Barcgals and all Royal Paladin decks, they're just dominating. So, as a person that likes competitive play and, doesn't want to see only like one or two good decks dominate, I like to see I like the format to be healthy, and that's the reasoning that Bushiroad gave for banning Barcgal. They said, on their website, they want to promote a healthy game with a lot of different viable decks. Alright, so most people know what Barcgal does. When you play him, play something over it, he goes to a rearguard circle. You rest it, and you can either call out one of two cards, a Future Night Lu or a Flogel, which is your stand trigger and critical trigger. These two cards. So Flogel is a 5k booster, and Lu is a 4k critical, but he has an additional effect. You can choose this unit, plus Barcgal, plus Flogel, Counterblast 1, add it to Soul, and search from your deck a Blaster Blade, and ride it on top of your grade 1. So, you gave up 3 cards, which you got for free just by resting this guy out of your deck, and then you're able to ride to grade 2. So that secures your grade 2 lineup. You're guaranteed not to miss it. So that's how a lot of people played it as. But those are for people that just like to autopilot decks and play cards, as they're written. So the real strength of Barcgal is being able to call out Flogel. 5k booster, behind any 10k, hits for 15k. Pretty good number. So turn 1, call out Flogel. Turn 2, call out another Flogel. If you got some Galatins, hey, there you go. You got a full field, boosted and swinging for 15k. And then, if your main guy is Alfred, Alfred gets plus 2,000 for every rear guard. So now Alfred's a 20k. Put Barcgal behind him, since Alfred can't be boosted, and you're sitting pretty good. So let's say you didn't have this ideal starting hand with 2 Galatins in your hand. Maybe you had 1 Galatin. So turn 2, play something, and then let's say that's all you got. So you call out Flogel on first turn, but you want to put some more pressure. So call out another Flogel. Hey, you just pretty much tutored a Galatin right there. This is a 10k swing right here, 10k column. So just like that, you're able to get in a second attack. So it is situational. Like obviously if you don't have a grade 2 in hand, you're going to superior call for the Blaster Blade. But if you already have Blaster Blade in your hand or a couple grade 2s, it's definitely a lot better to use Barcgal to call out Flogels. So you can get an extra attack or just use it as a booster and to get additional attacks in. And then people might argue, well, you know, Barcgal heals really good for building up soul. So you have your grade 1, let's just use Pongal. So you ride to grade 1, turn 2, use this effect, use Barcgal's effect, add it all to soul, get a Blaster Blade. So now you have 5 cards here. When you ride to grade 3, obviously with Soul Saver Dragon, you can use his Holy Charging Roar, or whatever the name, yeah, Holy Charging Roar. Right there on turn 3 to Soul Blast 5 and give your units plus 5,000. So yeah, that's pretty good, but on the turn that you ride to grade 2 with Blaster Blade, that pretty much takes up all of your boosters. So you might have like 2. If your hand is really good, obviously that's the best play. But you know, most likely you're going to have a couple triggers in your hand that you don't want to play as attackers or boosters. So all this really does is just empties your field. So instead, use Barcgal, call out Flogels, and then ride grade 3. And then when you're ready to finish the game, you know, use Pongal, add to soul, get your Soul Saver, and then another good card is your draw trigger, Barcgal. So there you go, and then you get 5 soul, and then when you're ready to finish the game, you can play Soul Saver Dragon. So a lot of people, they play Soul Saver Dragon like prematurely, and good players, like people that know what to expect against Royal Paladin, they're either going to snipe your rear guards or they're going to block damage early so that when you play the Soul Saver Dragon, they can just take the huge number of attacks because, you know, they're not anywhere close to dying. Let's see, am I missing anything? So yeah, that's pretty much why Barcgal is so freaking good, because he was just able to call out these Flogels, you know, and then you get 3 cards, all your entire back row is filled, all those cards you get to keep in your hand, all the grade 1s. And then when you back it up with Alfred, it was just really good. It was really hard to defend against that type of rushdown, against that type of beatdown. So if you had an ideal hand with like all grade 2s and grade 1s and no triggers in hand, then probably you could go for the superior ride, get out Blaster Blade, and then play your boosters and Gallatins, and then turn 3, you know, push for the game. But that's, you know, obviously that's situational, best case scenario. So most of the time you'll have your 1 grade 1 and then maybe another grade 2, and you could probably push that up for a trigger. So yeah, that's my little rant on why I think that Barcgal deserved to get the Vanguard ban. A lot of people argued in the English format because of Limit Break, and it didn't follow the exact route of the Japanese format, that it didn't deserve to get banned. But like, even with Limit Break cards, I've played against Barcgal, and it is a really hard matchup. So yeah, use it while you can. Only got a couple weeks left, but it will be banned in time for regionals. So yeah, that was pretty much like my first tips video, I guess. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I can bring out some more strategy videos.